So if you go on codetap on youtube.com/codetap/playlists, you can find all the content nicely organized into playlists which you can easily browse. Right now we are building this playlist over here, the quick blog playlists, and our previous project was called Your Resume Online for free using HTML5 and CSS3. So let me bring up this one. So it's youtube.com/codetap/playlists. At the same time, I've started to stream also on YouTube. So do let me know if everything looks alright. So a quick way to get to YouTube is to visit codetap.io/live, and it should bring you to the live session on YouTube. Okay, let me know, guys, if everything is fine. Okay, at the end of this there will also be a question and answer session, so make sure to stick to the end, stay tuned to the end. And with that said, let's see what we will be doing today. So first of all, we want to start recreating some of the structure that we've built in our final quick blog. So let me resize this and bring the editor. So firstly, we want to create this content over here, and we want to do it for the index, for the about, and for the contact. We want to create some initial content. So to do that, let's quickly jump into here and copy this title, welcome to quick blog, and this would be a paragraph, and save it. To open our command line, we can quickly press, let me just so if you press Ctrl and single comma on Windows, you bring out the command line and say npm start. And let's give it a moment. It will quickly start our project. And this is it. This is it so far. So we also want to, if we inspect this one, we'll see that it has a title. So I just press Ctrl U for view source and bump this font up. So it has a title and it has a meta description with the same content as this paragraph over here. So in order to do that, we want to do doctype HTML, and inside this one we want to start the HTML tag, then the head, the body, indent all this, and save it, and let's see what we've got so far. So if we look into the view source, let's just a second. So unless it has a body, it doesn't auto refreshes. So let's refresh automatically. Now it loaded the body, and now we can see that it does have a head, it does have a body, and the h1 and p tag inside our body. So now let's also do a title and a meta description, and the title should be the same, and the meta description should have the same content. So let's do meta name equals description, and content equals the content. So if we save it and refresh this, there's an error. Let's see what the error is about. On line 5. Okay, so let me make this a bit bigger. Name equals description and content equals welcome to. It doesn't like multi-line, so let's do this on one line. Welcome to quick blog. Okay, let's clean this text up. Yeah, now it looks fine. So the error went away. And now if we Alt-Tab and look into the source of this, we have the title and the meta just the same as those ones. By the way, for those ones that are new to the web, to web development, the title is quite important for search engines, and also the meta description is one important factor. So you would want to make those to pay attention to those ones and make use of them. Never miss a title and a meta description if you want your page to rank quite good in search engines like Google and other ones. So now let's quickly go and see what about the About page. So in the About page we have this content, and in order to create an About page, let's right click here, create new file and say about.pug. As soon as we create this one, we already got an about HTML file here, which is generated by Pug, and inside it we want to say doctype HTML, then we have the HTML head body h1 p, and inside the head we have the title and the meta name equals description and content equals the content. So right now this about quick blog, I want it to go in here and in here. Okay, so with Alt pressed and I left click, I selected a second line and paste it in, then copy this one over here, create a space here, click inside those double quotes with the Alt pressed and paste it inside. And if I press Alt Z, I can see all in the view of this window. So if I save it right now and go back to localhost and say about.html, we can see this about.html. So far, if we are to look at those two files side by side, let's make them vertical and hide this bash window and make them a bit bigger. We can see that there are some parts that repeat themselves. For example, this part over here repeats over here, with the exception that the content over here is different, so from one to another. Okay, so in order to get advantage of Pug template language, let's create another one just like this ones, and then solve this problem. Our pain so far is that we repeat ourselves. So let's quickly go to the contact page, grab some content. So in src contact.html, not .pug, and we do doctype HTML head body h1p, and here title and meta name equals description and content equals and the content. So let's quickly grab it. This is our title, Alt Z and Alt click, paste, Control V, copy this one, click in here, Alt click in here, paste it, save it. Now if we are to go for contact HTML, we can see that this page has been generated too, and this is the source of it. Okay, so right now we identify that for all those 3 pages we have to write this title and this meta. The only thing that changes is this content over here and this content over here. The rest is repeated. So let's quickly create into src. Let's create a special folder. Any special folder should start with underscore, because Pug Starter is configured to treat those as private, so it doesn't look into it unless we tell it to. So let's create a component folder. And inside this component, let's create another folder named layout. And inside this layout, let's create a file name, let's say base or main, and main.pug, base, pug, whatever you want to name it. Okay, so in this file, we want to copy the content that's present here and paste it in. So right now, let me close this file and make this a bit bigger so it's easier to see. So in here, we leave all of this for the moment, and we are going to do some tricks. So let's replace this with a title variable, and let's also replace this with a description variable. Okay, and let's do the same for this one, and the same for this one. So if we are to go into any of those pages and extract this content from over here into outside of it into a variable, so let's say var description equals welcome to quick blog, and this would be the title actually, and the description would be this one. Okay, so now let's remove almost everything but that, and in here we would say h1 is the title and the paragraph has the content, the description. So right now we can say over here extend, and the path, it's either extend or extends, let's see, one of them extends, and the path to this layout, so we can say extend component slash layout slash base. So this is the component, this is the layout, and this is the base. And right now we want to make this a block, let's say config, for this one over here, and then we want to make another block as content. And I'll explain right now what those two blocks do. Let me just make sure that things are properly indented. So let's bring this on, and we already got an error, and let's try to fix it. So those blocks, when you're using the extend or extends command, those blocks will stitch with the other file that we're extending. So basically, if we are to go into base.pug, just a second. Okay, and do here block config, and over here let's do block content. Basically this will pair up with this one, and this would pair up with this one. So because this one will pair up with this block config over here, whatever follows under the block config will be available in this file too. So now this title should have access to this variable title, this variable over here, and this description from over here should have access to this. And this block pairs up with this block over here, which means this h1 and this paragraph should be available here. So if we save it, you can see that the errors went away. And if we are to go back to our index, we can see that we got back the file, and if we inspect it, we have everything in place. Now let's confirm this and change something quickly. So into index.pug, let me resize the windows. Into index.pug, let's add an exclamation point in front of the welcome, and let's look at this welcome and at this one over here. So the one on the title of the web page. So if we save it, we can see that both of them have changed, because we've changed one variable, and that one was used in this h1, and it also was used in this base over here in the title tag. One of the students earlier asked why are we using variables, and I'm going to try to explain it quite quickly right now. So basically, whenever you're using the same content in multiple places, instead of writing, let's say, the content of the title in this place, and then the content of the title in this place and another place and so on, when you have to change it, you'll have to go in all those places. Instead of this one, the variable concept in programming was introduced, and basically you create let's say a name and attach a value to that name, and then put this name in all those places that you want to use it, and everything will make reference to the value of that name. So basically, whatever that name is, the content of it will be put in place. Once you update the value of that name of the variable, everywhere where the variable is, the content will be updated as well. So basically, it's a smart way to only write it in one place and update it in one or more places. Okay, so what we've done so far, we've taken out the repeatable part out of index. However, it's still present into contact and into about. So let's update those ones too. All we have to do is use this extend, and we extend that file. So let's do that into contact. So over here we no longer need most of this. All we have to do is to extend the layout base file. This one should be in the block content. And let's indent it properly, and let's also create the block config and move those ones h1 equals title. Let me grab that and do var title equals this, and let's grab this out, description, and then var description equals, okay, so now this one should work as well. Let's quickly do it for the other one, and as soon as we finish with those three ones, you'll see the benefit of using the layout and changing things in only one place and update it in multiple places. So let's quickly do the last one, which is the about. Okay. Extends component slash layout slash base, and then we got two blocks, block config and block content. Okay, let's indent this properly. So let's extract this into its own variable. Var title equals about quick log, and var, this one needs an enter here and an indent, var description equals, and the description, and now h1 equals title and p equals title. description. Okay, and if everything went right, we should see the about HTML being the same, with the exception that it doesn't print a description. Description. Now it's right. Okay, so now it's printing the description too. So now at the moment we are typing in the name of the file in the address bar. So let's quickly create a menu, and let's do it in component. Create a new folder, menu. Actually, yeah, menu should be fine. And in here we want to create a menu.pug, and this menu should have an a-link with the href attribute to point to the root, and this would be home, and then do a couple more of them, and this would be about.html, about, and this would be contact.html. And if we are to include this menu PUG into the layout, let's include it above the block content. So include, and then in order to get to this menu, we are in base PUG at the moment. This is the file that we are writing in. So we need to go one folder up, then into menu and the menu PUG. So include one folder up is double dots / menu / menu again. You could say PUG, but Pug already knows to look for a file named .pug, so I don't use that. So right now we got this menu inside here. So if we are to click on contact, it goes on contact. If we are to click on about, it goes on about. And if we are to click on home, it goes on home. So the point of creating this base file and this layout file and extending it is that instead of let's assume that we want to create a fourth file now. Let's the portfolio file. We would have to go and create doc.html. We'd have to create the head and all the other stuff that will get a lot more complicated later on. And we would also need to update the menu. If we wouldn't use this technique, we'd have to update the menu in all 4 files with the new portfolio link. So that would be a lot of hassle. Right now, all we have to do is to create the portfolio file. We add some content to it, which is propagated into both the title and the H1, and into both meta description and the P. And the menu, we only update it in one place, and then it updates in the entire website, in all the pages of the website where the menu is included, and the files are extending the base PUG file. So in a nutshell, this is what we've done so far. We've learned how to use extend. We've learned how to use include. Basically, include grabs some content and puts it in, and extend takes the content of the extend and wraps itself inside that content. So it's like an opposition of include. Play along with those files. Do your own new files and have some fun with it. As in the next lesson, we'll start already to build some styling into this. Now let's go into the question and answer section. If there are any questions, please do let me know. While I'm waiting for questions, let me also commit this change. So all those changes that we've done so far, I want to stage them and create the basic structure of quick blog. using include and extend in pug. Okay, this looks like a nice commit. Sync it to the web. Are there any questions, Graziela? No questions. By the way, guys, whoever wants to watch the feed on YouTube, visit codetap.io/live, and let me see how it looks like. So codetap.io/live, and this is live the YouTube feed, which loops over and over again. Which loops over and over again. Move it on the other side. Move it on the other side. Cannot play back video. Are you sure there are no questions, Graziela? Are you sure there are no questions, Graziela? Okay, guys, I'll wait 1 more minute to see if anybody has any questions to ask. If not, I'll be wrapping this up, and I'll wait for you tomorrow night at either 8 or 10 p.m. London time for another live show. London time for another live show. London time for another live show. My Facebook feed on my phone is not working. My Facebook feed on my phone is not working. My Facebook feed on my phone is not working. Is it working for you? Is it working for you? Is it working for you? Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's a good reminder. Don't forget to like, share, youtube.com/codetap/playlists to find all the content nicely organized. Codetap.io to join the live feed on YouTube. To join the live feed on YouTube. To join the live feed. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy. Yes, indeed, there is some feedback delay, Bruno. Yes, indeed, there is some feedback delay, Bruno. Yes, indeed, there is some feedback delay. The video has echo. Yes, indeed, there is some feedback delay. The video has echo. The video has echo. The video has echo. Sorry about the echo of the video. I'm not sure why. That's why the video has an echo. Everything looks fine over here. Maybe the webcam was picking up some noise. Guys, if the video no longer has an echo right now, do let me know in a comment below. Right now I've muted the microphone for the camera, so hopefully it will only have one audio source. There are some new subscribers too. Now it's good. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you very much for your input. Now we no longer have echoes. Yeah, definitely. So tomorrow night we'll be continuing, and every day after we'll be continuing. Let's hope we get through QuickBlog quite quickly, because there are other amazing projects waiting. By the way, guys, once we finish with the QuickBlog, there will be between each ending of a project and each beginning of a new one, there will be a special live show where you get to vote and you get to talk about the future projects. So basically, we'll collectively decide what projects we start. I'll come up with some suggestions. I'll also have another one, which would be a question mark. Basically, if we choose that one, we go with whatever we think about it, and we work it out. And for the other projects, I'll present to you what you'll be getting out of them, so you would know if you follow them. Let's say, what will you discover? What will you master afterwards? So basically, you get to vote, and on top of that, I'll see if I can get people to call in and basically try to convince the other ones to vote for their favorite project. That's going to happen as soon as we finish this quick blog. Any other questions? You're welcome, Bruno. As you're learning something, I'm also learning how to deal with those live streams. This is my first time that I double live stream, so thank you for watching this and for understanding. And I see that there are no more questions, which means I'll be wrapping this up for tonight. Guys, you've been amazing. Happy coding and create something awesome. See you tomorrow night. 2 streams to stop. 1